If you want massive improvement on the drums, study the drumming greats. I want that massive improvement for you, and so let's dive deep into a Gavin Harrison tune, pick apart the drum lines and figure out what exactly is going on. Let's look at that big fat verse groove. Constant pulse on the hi-hat. And then we've got this nice fat backbeat on the snare. I'm going to count this half time because it's much simpler. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now let's just add that kick pattern. The kick features a lot of in-between notes, notes that are in between the main pulses of your hi-hat. But to start with, let's play the groove without those in-between notes because they're the ones that will likely trip you up. First, play this groove. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. See how all of your kick and hi-hats are linking up? Just like that. Now let's add in those in-between kick notes. We'll start with the first one. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's add in the next note. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So I hear that? A little cheeky 4 and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's try that at full speed. However, this first groove is a 2-bar pattern. You've just done bar 1, or part 1 of the pattern. Now we need to nail part 2. 1 extra in-between kick note and 1 open hi-hat. You've already got 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's a case of adding in 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Start with just a kick. So that last bar, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just like that. Then putting it together, you'd have lovely stuff. Now you just need to make your last note an open hi-hat. Excellent. Let's hear it all together slowly. Now that is the main groove of verse 1. Gavin Harrison, however, is a spicy player. He likes to improvise. He likes to throw in little variations, little details here and there. We're not going to go into all of those right here, right now. We're just going to cover the basis of the tune. But it's one of the things that makes Gavin's playing uniquely Gavin-y. He's much more of an improviser, whereas some meticulously compose and then will repeat the same groove every time and the same fills every time. Gavin is much more led by the situation and just whatever he wants to do, which is one of the things that makes him a fascinating player to watch. So have fun putting in your own little variations and your own little bits of spice as you go. Now let's move on to this pre-chorus. What's going on here? Suddenly there's a lot more going on, isn't there? But as always, let's break it down. You can see there's a lot more movement around the drum kit. However, just for now, let's take your right hand and put it only on the hi-hat, just for the purpose of learning and figuring out what exactly is happening. If you do that, you find that consistent pulse is still there. But now we need to sort out that kick and snare pattern. What is going on there? Here, the rhythm is so syncopated that I'm going to use a slightly different count in order to get across what's going on. So here we have 3, 3, 2. We have 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2. Note, 3, 3, 2 is actually 4, 4. It's easier to explain as 3, 3, 2, but really it's all in 4, 4. On your hi-hat, you have that constant pulse. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And on your snare is where it gets interesting. Let's go slow. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. This is the pattern you need to get. Let's figure out where your hands are. Together, right hand, left hand, right hand. Together, right hand, left hand, right hand. Together, right hand, left hand, right hand. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2. Love it. Now, let's add in that crazy kick. What's going on there? Let's just remove the right hand for a minute. If we do that, we find we have this. Or 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2. So the overall rhythm here is a 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2. Snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments. Is this helpful? All you need to do now is add back in your right hand. So we'll have 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2. Oh, all those syncopations make the brain go funny, can't it? Now let's add in the movement in the right hand. We have a crash cymbal on every one of what we've been counting. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. And that last 1, 2 crashes for everything. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 1. Excellent! And at full speed, you will be returned to the drum tutorial after this shameless commercial break. If you're looking to play better fills and find new and interesting grooves to learn, there's a secret sauce. It's limb independence, but it's notoriously hard to learn. Technique without limb independence makes you a boring drummer. Sad, but true. The solution? A fun method to work on your limb independence. It's Brain Gym for drummers. I have a download for you that gives you one simple foundational concept, a clear roadmap to improve, and exercises ranging from beginner to hilariously challenging. All of that is wrapped into a PDF for you. The link to download is in the description below. And have fun rewiring your brain. Now we're on to the next part. Let's break that down. This is a more straightforward sounding groove. However, there are more in-between notes, syncopations in the kick. Let's listen to it. Okay, breaking it down. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. So you notice there how there's a lot of in-between notes. You have and 1, and 2, and 3, 4 in that second part. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. But once you've got your limbs around that, it's going to feel exceptionally satisfying. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, Love it. And to just finish that off, all we need is a last kick and an open hi-hat. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. That pattern repeats. First we have, and then we would have back into the first part. Are you enjoying these super detailed, granular kind of breakdowns? If so, leave a comment and let me know. Also, let me know what song you'd like me to break down next. Now we move on to the chorus. I bring good tidings of great joy. The chorus is very similar to the pre-chorus, so if you've nailed the pre-chorus, the chorus will come much more naturally. Let's listen to it. So very similar. Let's look at that. We still have our 1, 2, and 3, 1, we still have that rhythm going on. Now it's all got a little bit heavier. A big difference is all those trashy open hi-hats. And instead of, we now have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and snare and kick. Snare and hi-hat. The usual 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. And kick and hi-hat would also be 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and all together. Now we've got a little more footwork with your kick. Try it slower and then build into the speed of it. And still ending with your 1, 2 cymbal crashes. 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now we come to that second part of the chorus. It's a similar thing, a slightly more groovy pattern, but a different kick pattern, just a little bit different because Gavin loves to torment you. So we have 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Altogether that would be. Notice when I played it all through there, in the more groovy part, the second bar, sometimes there are these little fills that come out. Let's look at one of those, but also remember, Gavin's a bit of an improviser. They're sort of different every time. Let's look at a classic one. Let's look at one of those that's common. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Your first figure, right, left, right, kick. Then you have hands, kick, right, left, right, kick, hands, kick. In the context of the groove, sounds like this. Did you catch it? Right, left, right, kick, hands, kick. There it is. That would link seamlessly back into. Let's hear that all through. Etc, etc. A brief note about verse 2. It's slightly different than verse 1. Let's have a listen. Slightly different kick pattern, slightly different open hi-hat placement. Let's do the kick first. We start with our normal kick pattern, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. But then we have 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3. Just like that. And our hi-hat placement on that beat 1. So you have 1, 2. So it's closing on that beat 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. As I said at the start, Gavin is a little improvisational, so he makes variations, he does things differently here and there. It's what makes his playing wonderful and spicy, it's what makes him fascinating to listen to. So personally, when I cover tunes like this, I don't worry too much about getting it exact. I want to get the timing exact, but I also want to put in my own flourishes, my own spice. So I would look at it that way. This is the groove, but there are variations throughout this song. Everything we're doing is a bit like a template, if you like. These are Gavin's template grooves, but he expands on them, he colours them in, he has little fills and frills everywhere, and you are welcome to do the same. Who'd have thought you'd need a 17-minute video breaking down 2 minutes of a song that's only 4 minutes and 12 seconds? But you might cry, what about the next 2 minutes of the song? I mean, that's where things get really crazy, right? Well, I have a video all about that for you coming up. Video's here, and I'll see you there.